Hello friends, got some windows we've been working on remodeling a house, and at the request of a friend, after installing a few windows, a friend asked me to make a video on what I've been doing, so I thought I'd take an attempt at it. Those first three windows, and this one as well, that one's not done yet, but notice I'm dealing with a lot of mold, and it's an old house, big time project. Anyway, those first few windows were bought. This one I actually built myself. It's not quite finished, it's just kind of a test run, but since I built it myself, a friend asked me to make a video on how to do it. So the one we're working on today is this one here. Nice window. So the first thing we're going to do is we gotta cut some of the ceiling joist off away from the window so we can get to the frame of the window box. Here, around here, and then there's this plate behind it. So we're going to take and cut with our Sawzall some of these boards away, start tearing out this old window in the box, and then we can start building our new one. We'll come back to it. Alright, so I'm back. You see I got my hole cut out. Took it's about 30 minutes to an hour. It's a little more involved. You can see I took the ceiling joist all the way out for the space I needed to work in. I took them clean off the studs right there. Took a hammer and just knocked them out. That way I don't have to replace the joist with new lumber instead of cutting them, in other words. That way I can just put them back up whenever I'm done. So I had to cut those out, cut the little 2x4s that's holding them flush, and then took all the frame out of the window. A little more involved. This window is about 7 foot off the floor there, so working on a ladder, stool, whatever you want to say. Just had to take and prise them out, take the window out. Now I'm ready to build my new window, start taking the measurements. You could use the old wood to get a rough estimate, but I'm gonna measure from here across, and I got about 36 1/8. I'll put that one down, make sure it works, and then get my measurements lengthwise, vertical to there and there, and then I'll put a top plate across. For this bottom plate, I'm going to use treated wood, pressure treated wood, since it's likely to involve some moisture at some time. It's always good, especially on concrete walls, concrete floor. Use pressure treated wood. Some people call it green plate. But start building my box. I'll keep you updated. Alright, so I got my new box built. See, I built it just to fit the frame of the block. And you can tell there is a gap. It's actually the block that's off. So I looked at it before I ever built my box with just the board. So we'll fill that in with some insulation and caulk. Of course, make it at least look level, but Alright, so like I said, I'm gonna build this window. So I have to take my box out. I'm gonna put either a 1x or a 2x4 along here and here, here, and here. And then I'm gonna cut my plexiglass or acrylic to fit that, and then I'll seal it up. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so I decided to go with 1x, and so you can see I got two pieces here. So this will be the side of the window that faces outside. So that's what you'll see from the outside in here. And what I'll do is cut my glass, and I'll drop it down in, put some adhesive on the side and on the board. By the way, I put screws in here. You can see them into here. So I'll drop the glass down there, put adhesive, and then I'll come in with this other piece and go right over the top of it. Let that rest on top of the glass. Of course, I flush it up. I won't leave it like that. That looks stupid. I put one on each side, and that'll probably do it. Over here, you can see, so this piece of acrylic is 20 by 32. My box is 36 by 16 on the inside, or I guess 33 by 16 on the inside. So I'm going to cut 4 inches off. You can see I made my line using a Sharpie. It's covered on both sides, so it's not on the glass, it's on the covering. Using my square Sharpie. As a matter of fact, that's a Milwaukee ink saw. Definitely different than a Sharpie. And this is a tool. You make a couple of swipes down through there. It's pretty sharp. It takes, I don't know, between 6 and 10 swipes. And then you flip it over, do a couple of swipes on that side. And then you just use pressure and just kind of bend it off. I'll put it right up against my little anvil there, and it'll just break right off there. It's not going to be smooth and a clean cut, but it's not going to matter because it's going to be hidden. You're not going to see any of it. And then we'll finish sealing it up. So get that done. Alright, so I got my window built, the box built. It's a good thing you can barely tell the glass is even in there. So I ended up doing, like I said, 1x. And then I put the glass in, got it real good and flush. And then I took another set of 1x's, went over the top of that. You can see crack between it. That's where the glass rests in between. Got a little short there. I didn't have a long enough piece for the bottom, so I cut 3 pieces, but it'll be caulked and I'm painted, and it'll seal it up. All the seal is actually on the other side of the wood. This is mainly just to cover it on the inside. So that's the inside of the window that'll be on the inside of the house. That's what the outside turned out like. So, and then we'll paint it later. Next, I'm about to put some insulation across the bottom of the block where we saw the crack. I'll set my box in, get it good and flush, tie it off, and we'll finish with caulk and paint. Alright, it's getting kind of dark in here, but that's your finished product. Still haven't caulked and stuff yet. I'll do that another day. Gotta finish doing the header there, put some insulation in, do some insulation across the bottom, put my joist back up for my ceiling, and then I'll probably do metal on the outside, and it'll look like a standard window. That's it. I've got one more I'll show you from the outside with the metal, and what this one will look like, sort of. So again, this is another one I built, and I just used sheet metal left over from my siding, cut the pieces I needed. It's just kind of propped, it's not finished, but that's what it'll look like. Of course, the one I just showed you I built won't have that divider in the middle. I did a single piece of glass. This one has two with a divider in the middle. But it's kind of neat to do it. I couldn't find the odd size window in stores when I needed it, so I just built it, and that's how you do it. Again, lastly, it'll be insulation, caulk, and paint, which I think pretty much everybody understands. I almost dropped my phone. But thanks for watching. Hope this helps somebody, especially you, Rod. Thanks.